Alright guys, I decided to make a quick video today on probably one of those brilliant cars I've ever owned. I've had 3 of them now, and this one I think I've owned it twice now. I sold it to a buddy and then bought it back from him a few years later. But it's just so brilliant, and what that is a manual X5. It's actually more of his car than it is mine, because that's what he rides around in. If you're in Europe, you're probably like, why is this cool? These are everywhere. But in America, well, the manual one, of course. In America, it's super rare to find a manual one because we don't get very many manual cars here. That's the kicker with this one. If it was automatic, I wouldn't really care so much. But the fact that it has the manual, it makes it so cool. And they're just brilliant because it drives like a car. You got the hot dog, 3 pedals. Really just a brilliant car. I think I've been driving these for at least like 6 years now, and I just daily them. This one I rolled over 200,000 miles in, so they're pretty sweet. Check under the hood. I'm actually cleaning out this car as we speak because I've sold it. You get brilliant M54, manual gearbox. You really can't kill it. The engine will die if you overheat it, and they tend to burn quite a bit of oil. But BMW thought of that when they made these. Not really. But look at this. You got this cupboard here, and it fits a perfect 5-quart thing of oil, which is brilliant. Tailgate comes down like that. Some of these were optioned with a floor that slides, and it's on sliders, which is pretty cool. I feel like I'd break that when I like throw a motor in the back of the car or something. Pretty cool though. The seats, another cool option. Useless maybe, but kind of cool, I thought. All this design was stolen from Rover when they owned them back in the day. So it's got a lot of Range Rover technology in it. For example, this one they stole straight from Range Rover, and that is the descent control. So if you're like, going down a mountain, it'll actually use ABS to control the speed. And then you can use the cruise control buttons to adjust the speed of it, which is pretty cool, I think, for 2002. This one was a 2002. So, cool ass car. But speaking of it burning oil, weird. Also, Liquimoly is it's brilliant. I love that. You can see we still got the old Porsche motor in a million pieces. One day that one's gonna run. Right now the 2002 and the E30 are kind of taking the front burner here because we got the vintage coming up. Then it'll be Porsche time.
Stores with new servicing.
Now, like I said, they aren't perfect. This one's got quite a few lights on the dashboard, but you just kind of deal with it because it's worth it because you get the manual. We'll take it for a quick spin. There's something that just feels so wrong but so right when you're rev matching in an SUV and then like banging limiter and jamming it into 3rd gear. It's pretty fun. The 3-liter obviously is a little sluggish in this car. It's a huge, I don't think it's quite 5,000 pounds, but it's over 2-ton SUV. But they put 410 gears in it in the diff, so it's got some get up and go. This is also a 5-speed, which does mean you're at like 3,500 RPM at I think about 80 miles an hour. The facelift one's got the 6-speed. If you guys saw any of the previous videos when we took off-roading, that was a late model with a 6-speed, which is pretty nice. The late model is what you want because it doesn't do E39 things. Like, for example, you can see the pixels are pretty much illegible. You can't really read them. Same with like the radio, the pixels burn out on it. But if you can ignore stuff like that, it's a pretty fucking awesome car. and actually goes around the corners pretty dang well. All right, I'll give her a quick little pull here. Not too bad for a 3-liter. I mean, this engine makes 220, 225 horsepower, I think, in a large SUV. For those that are going to say I shouldn't be beating on it while it has check engine lights, they're all like emissions related stuff and like old misfire codes that are no longer present. So it's fine. I've been daily driving this car like 50 miles a day. She's got a fresh cooling system. She just rolled over 200,000, which she did not want to do. It got to 199 and then left me stranded at least 3 times in a row for some cooling system stuff that I finally got sorted out. But she's pretty much good to go now, and I'm actually sadly selling this car today. Someone's coming to pick it up, which is why I was like, I got to film a video with it real quick. Kind of ready for something that doesn't have check engine lights on the dash. Yeah, I said they're awesome if you can deal with it. I'm tired of dealing with it. Because if I got to work on this car, that means I can't work on the E30. So this will be getting replaced by something more modern and that passes inspection so I can legally drive it. And there you have it. That is why everyone needs a manual X5, because they're cheap, they're snowmobiles, you can tow with them, they're reliable, and they're fun to drive because it's manual. So if you've been thinking about buying one of these, I would highly recommend it, especially if you know how to work on your own stuff. Otherwise, it might kind of screw you. But say goodbye to this one. This will be the last time you see it, and maybe next time we'll start working on some better stuff, because for this one I've got a transmission, a drive shaft, and a flywheel I'm picking up next week, which means that I can go ahead and finish assembling the motor we built for it about a year ago. We did a full tear down on this one, put a pretty nasty cam in it, so it should barely idle, which is going to be sweet. I'm still going to find some headers, but now that I have the transmission, now that I have the transmission, I can at least drop it in the car and start fabbing up the motor mounts and everything, and then get a cooling system in there, and hopefully moving along on it, because we got stuff to do with this car and with that one. So, see you guys next time.